Well, hello, my friends. Hi, Jason Gorenstein here, and I am bringing you live streaming restorative yoga. Funny enough, I intended to, or I already recorded a class. However, I felt because I was here and I was working on some stuff around the house, so I am going live. And I hope you guys can join us for this class. Really nice class we have planned tonight. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Madonna. Madonna, I hope you're having a very nice evening. So nice to see you check in. Anybody else who's joining us, please feel free to enjoy. This is a restorative yoga class, so maybe this is your first time checking out yoga. You've never done any yoga in your life. This is a great way to start out. So even if you don't take tonight's class, all these classes are recorded. You could find your way over to my Facebook page at Yoga with Jason G. Just like the page, and you'll get notifications for live streaming yoga classes. So once again, this is a restorative yoga class. So for anybody who's interested, please know this is restorative yoga, meaning it's yoga, very relaxing. A lot of the postures are very much about just resting and relaxing and releasing. So you guys can tune in at any point. If you have no yoga props, if you have no bolster, blanket, strap, any of that stuff, that's fine. You'll still be able to do the class. You can just join me, and you guys can watch for as much as you want, or you guys can try to participate in some of the postures. I take comments, so I check the comments periodically. If you have any questions throughout the class, I will try my best to answer your questions. Once again, please find your way to my Facebook page at Yoga with Jason G. And that's a great way to get notifications about live streaming yoga every single day of the week. So this is one class, and I do many classes throughout the week. So without further ado, we're going to begin. I hope you guys are having a nice Sunday evening or wherever this practice meets you. We're going to start out in a pose called Supta Baddha Konasana. And Supta Baddha Konasana is it's a supported relaxation pose. So please join me on the mat and welcome the practice once again. Happy to have you all here. This is Restorative Yoga with Jason G. So let's begin our practice this evening. Okay, so for our first posture, we're going to start out in a pose called Supta Baddha Konasana, which is supported bound angle pose. And you'll begin with taking a block and placing it on one setting, and another block and placing it on another setting. Now let's say you don't have any yoga blocks, it's fine. Take some couch pillows, stack up some couch pillows, and allow them to come to an angle just like this. So that's what you're gonna do. If you have no props, no yoga props, you could still stack up some cushions, you could put up some blankets, and then as long as you have this angle going on, then you're good for the pose. Then from here, you'll take a blanket, you'll use it for the head, and you'll rest on down. You're gonna take two separate blankets, and you're gonna use these for your legs. So let's say you have no blankets, you have no yoga props, take a bunch of pillows. Bring some pillows, place some pillows on either side of your legs, place a pillow for your back, and release your head on down, just like this. So as you release your head on down, close the eyes, and begin to take your hands off to either side of the body. So this is called supported bound angle pose. And traditionally, we take this pose and we take it with a strap. And we might place a strap around the pelvis, and that's a possibility here. Otherwise, you could take this strap, you could take the pose without the strap. If you want to see how the pose looks like with the strap, you would take a yoga strap, you would place the strap in between underneath the first buckle, and over top the first buckle underneath the second buckle. This is called a yoga strap. You wear it just like this. Just like this. And then you place it over the feet. And then you tighten the strap and you release on down and close your eyes here. The reason we use this yoga strap, if you have one, is it helps to keep the feet and the legs in a proper alignment. So We use it. This is a really full supported bound angle pose. And you just want to rest here and close your eyes. So guys, if you're just tuning in, please feel free to just watch. If you want to join in, please feel free to join in. This is a 55-minute restorative yoga class. You could join in for any amount of time. You could be here for 2 minutes. You could be here for 3. You could be here for 5, 10, or even the full class. And as you feel ready here, just start to roll your head from shoulder to shoulder. And as you do that, just start to notice your breath here. Breathing into the breath, breathing into those nostrils. And then find your way back to center. So once you find your way back to center, you're going to take your attention and just place your attention on your breathing. And you're going to allow your breathing to just be as it is. Don't try to force the breath. Don't try to make it long or slow or deep or shallow, whatever it is. Just let the breath be as it is. And as you close the eyes here, start to notice softening. So I'm going to lead you through our first meditation. If you're just watching this, you could close your eyes if you want to join in on the meditation, and you could just simply relax here. So we begin by noticing our sensations. And you're going to start by taking your attention all the way up towards the top of the head. And as you bring your attention to the top of the head, notice the sensations across the forehead, the eyes, the bridge of the nose. Noticing the sensations in the nostrils. And then we're going to be here for a moment. So as you start to notice your nostrils, breathing in and breathing out. And one of our first exercises that we incorporate with this body awareness meditation is as you watch these nostrils, breathing in and breathing out, you can simply just say in on the in-breath and out on the out-breath. Letting that breath move naturally here. Letting the eyes soften, letting that breath become long and slow. So once again, guys, just releasing here, relaxing those eyes of yours. Just allowing for that breath to be long and slow here. Restorative yoga is a really incredible practice for us, especially in times of anxiety and stress. Helps us to kind of calm down and quiet our minds. Allows for us to be a little bit more patient and a little bit more resilient. And as you feel ready, opening up the fingers and moving the fingers over one finger on the next breath. Inhale, opening up the fingers. Exhale, moving the fingers over one finger on the next breath. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, moving the fingers over one finger on the next breath. So just continue to move here all the way up the fingers, touching. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, touching. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, touching. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, touching. So coming back to the face, noticing any softness in the face, any softness in the cheeks, the lips, the jaw. Even feel here the shoulders releasing even to respective elbows here, and the elbows releasing to the wrists releasing to the fingers. The chest is broad here, which means that the chest is open. And as you breathe into that chest, just allow for that head to rock over towards the one side and back to center. Rocking over to the other side and back to center. Eventually finding your way back to center here. Noticing here on your inhalations and on your exhalations, just feeling into that breath, that kind and gentle breath. And eventually taking your attention and moving it down your chest, across and into your solar plex region. The solar plex is the region that separates the upper chest, or the thoracic chest, from the abdomen. And as you breathe here, just notice that breath of yours. Notice your inhalation and notice your exhalation. And again, if you'd like, you could say in on the in-breath and out on the out-breath. Allowing that head to rock from side to side here. And then taking your attention down now to the belly. Notice the rise of the belly and the fall of the belly here. You could say belly in. You could say belly out. And breathing into that belly. Relaxing and releasing across the belly. And breathing in and breathing out. And if you'd like, once again, just rocking that head side to side. You can do that a couple of times. You'll notice that each time you may feel a little bit more relaxed. And coming back to the pelvis, noticing your pelvis, your legs, your upper legs, your lower legs, your feet. Just feeling your breath here. So eventually, we're going to take this strap, which is on the legs. You're going to remove it. If you have a strap on the legs, you'll just remove that strap. And then you'll take the knees into a bent position now. Gently rocking those knees over to one side and back to center. And over to the other side and back to center. Do that a couple of times. And back. And over, and back. And then eventually here, you'll begin to release the body, or lift the body up, and release the body onto this bolster right here. So this is called what we call a side-lying, often referred to as side-lying child's pose. But we're at an angle, we're lifted. So it's like a lifted variation of side-lying child's pose. Close your eyes here. Just observe that breath of yours. If you feel like you're still a little bit too elevated, what I'd recommend doing is just lowering your blocks one setting each and releasing that head on down. So for some of us, this may be too much pressure in that top hip. So if that's the case for you, you just lift up, you lower the bolster down one setting, and you release again. Close those eyes here. And invite yourself this opportunity, if you will, just to simply relax and release here. What does it mean to relax? What does it mean to soften? Restorative yoga is our reminder that it's okay to relax and soften. Every moment we're given a very unique opportunity to return to this space of relaxation. And especially if at all you feel any amount of stress, now would be a great time to just simply relax and release with the body. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Inhaling in. And exhale, breathing out. And just allowing yourself to be here, calm, peaceful, at ease with your breath. So we're going to begin to transition from this posture. So as you feel ready, using your palms, gently begin to press your way on up. Good. And as you press your way on up, we're going to start by taking this bolster set down a little bit. So you can remove one of your blocks and you can lower the second block all the way down to the lowest setting. And one more time, lie on down. And you'll notice here, this feels a lot different. Actually, a lot less pressure on your hip. And as you breathe here, just start to notice your back body. As you breathe in, feel that breath filling the back of the body. And as you breathe out, just in noticing any sense of relaxation here. Breathing in, filling up across the back body. And breathing out, noticing any amount of relaxation and ease. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. So, eventually here, we begin once again to press our way on up. And as you press your way on up, it's always an opportunity for us to once again return back to our breath. So we're going to begin to change our posture once again. And I'm going to have you do an elevated leg pose. So there's many ways to do this. But the easiest, and really for me the most relaxing way, is just to take a blanket and use it for the head. And then place the legs on top of this bolster. And as you place the legs on top of this bolster, you could take a blanket and place it over the pelvis or over the chest and breathe here. So this is also a variation pose. It's a mild inversion. The legs are up above the head, the eyes are closed here, and the breath is long and slow. And as you take this posture, spread across the fingers, just begin to release here. And breathing in, and breathing out. So I'm going to begin to incorporate one of my favorite practices here. This is a practice of allowing ourselves to just release our hands over various parts of the body and just to instill a sense of relaxation as we place our hands. So you could begin with taking your hands and placing them right over the tops of the eyes and breathing here. Notice as you place your hands over the eyes that your eyes are very responsible for external stimulus. And as you breathe, you'll notice any amount of relaxation here. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now take these hands and place your hands right on top of the head. And as you place your hands on top of the head, just notice if you could release any amount more. Each of these hands positions is affiliated with a different energy center in the body. And as you place your hands on the top of the head, just allow that breath to continue long and slow. And breathing in here. And breathing out. And breathing in here. And breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So now take your hands and place your hands right behind your head and keep those eyes closed. And allow your breath to breathe to the neck and the back of the head. And as you breathe here, any amount of softness as well. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. So one of the reasons why I like this exercise so much is now we can begin to kind of change our position, but still continue to incorporate this active relaxation. So instead of having your legs elevated, you're going to take your bolster and you're going to place your bolster directly next to your right side. And then you could take a blanket and you could place it in between your legs here if you'd like. Now take these hands and you can place your hands this time right over the neck. And as you place your hands over the neck, just breathe here, long and deep. So each of these positions is also an observation. And what we're observing is our ability, our mind's ability to relax and release. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, take your knees once again, and you're going to bring them a little bit more over that bolster. So now the legs are somewhat elevated here as you release the hands onto the chest. And breathe here, hands on chest, just feeling into the body. If you feel like the legs are too elevated here, then just place the legs directly on the floor. Breathing in here. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. So as you continue to breathe here, just feel into that aspects of any amount of relaxation. You may notice sensations within the body and the breath. And it's very important, if you notice any sensations, to just simply notice and relax. Try your best to be attentive and peaceful here in this observation. And then you'll take your legs, you're going to bring them back to center, and you're going to take this bolster and bring it across the body. So be very mindful here, because the bolsters are heavy. So you kind of want to turn it on an angle and then lift it and then bring it over. And you'll release the knees over to the other side. You can place your hands on your solar plexus. So the knees are just resting on the bolster and the feet are resting on the ground. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So take these legs of yours and bring them over on top of that bolster. And you could place your hands a little bit lower on the abdomen this time. So again, each of these hand positions is attributing to a different space of relaxation. And as you breathe in and out through the nostrils, just continue to feel into that breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So now, being with that breath of yours, this harmonious breath, just see if you can release the neck. You could even roll the head from right to left a couple times just to release any tension in the neck muscles. Good. Eventually taking the head back to center and breathing into the lower belly this time. Breathing in and breathing out. So eventually what we're going to do is roll over onto the other side and press our way on up. Be very slow, be very graceful as you press your way on up. So from here, what I'd like to do is come into a couple of forward folds. So what you can do is have a seat on your bolster, or on your blanket rather, and let me just set it on up so you guys can see. So I have a blanket here to sit on, and you're going to take your strap, and you can remove that strap now. And then from here, you can take your blocks and bring your blocks to either side of the body. So let's say that you have some issues with the knees. What you could do is you could place a block right underneath the knee. So what we're going to do is take a pose. It's called Shavasana with a bolster. And there's many ways to take this pose. There's no one right, correct way to do it. Some people like to stack or place the bolster in line with the leg and just stack up a bunch of blankets here like this. So I've seen this before, which is a really nice variation. And once you start to find your balance, you could just release your head down. So that's one variation that there is. Another variation that you could do is you could place a blanket underneath your leg, right? And you could take your blocks and stack your blocks up and then place your bolster right in front of you, just like this. So now, when you release the head down, you could cross the arms and breathe into the back body here as you release that head on down. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So continue to release the head here and continue to breathe into those legs, especially the feet as you release the body down into this bolster. And eventually here, you'll lift that head on up and you'll breathe in here. And on an exhale, you'll fold that head on down and you'll breathe out. So just taking a couple more breaths here as you breathe in and out through the nose. And eventually lift that head, raise on up, and come back up to a seated position. So we're going to take our bolster and move it for a moment. And then we're going to extend our right leg on forward. If you want to use a blanket underneath your left knee, please feel free to do so as well. And then take your blocks, replace them up, and then place the bolster on top. And then from here, just cross the arms and release the head on down. Now, if you feel like you still can't reach the bolster here, you could keep building up blankets. You could take some pillows. You could place your head on the pillows here and release that head all the way down. And breathing in here. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And eventually, maybe you'll start to relax a little bit more deeply into the pose. If that starts to happen, that's a really nice experience to have. We're not trying to force anything in restorative practice. We're literally just trying to rest. And the body, breath, and mind becomes more peaceful and still. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. So eventually you'll lift that head back up again, and you'll lift up through the chest. And then what you're going to do here is move the bolsters off again. Whoop. I think I just lost my little clip. Sorry about that, guys. I have this clipped on, and just want to make sure it's good. All right, there we go. Okay, so one thing that you guys can do here is you can take your legs, and you can take your legs wide apart here. So this is a wider legged variation of a similar pose. It's called Upavishta Konasana, and your legs are wide apart. And this is a really nice pose to take. It stretches the inner legs out, and you release the head to down again. And just breathe here. So breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Over time, you may be able to actually release the head down and maybe even grab hold of your toes. So that happens maybe over time. But you want to stay with your breath. Even if you grab your toes, your feet are flexed. You're breathing into your back body. Lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum. And releasing your shoulders down the back of the spine. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. So let's bring our hands back to the top of our bolster here and just be with our breath for another moment. And rock your head over from side to side here a few times. So I see your comment here. I just can't see it from right where I am, so I might get up in a moment. But as I do, I'd like you to take one more pose here. So you can take that bolster off to the sides, and then this time you can extend your legs forward in front of you. And you could take this bolster and place it right on top of yourself like this. You can always take another blanket and you could just stack it on up. So if you ever need more height, you can always do this and then fold and release the head on down here. Just like we did in Upavishta Konasana, you could grab hold of your toes and release the head on down. And continue to breathe here with your body and with your breath. So close your eyes here. I'm just going to check to see the screen for a moment. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Oh, thank you, Venkatapa. Appreciate it. Breathe in, guys. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. So we've gone into some very extensive forward folds here. Our recent sequence is lots and lots of forward folding poses. So that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Forward folds are very good. But what I want to do right now is to take us back onto our back body. So what we will do is we will take a setup and we'll take a supported Shavasana variation pose. And I'll show you guys. So we'll move off our blocks off to the sides. And as you feel ready, you're going to bring your bolster close to you and begin to lie on down. So you can start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So your feet are together, your knees are apart, and maybe place a blanket over the pelvis, just like this. A blanket over the pelvis is very good here. And see that your fingers are in Chin Mudra. So Chin Mudra is where your thumbs are touching the edge of your pointer fingers. And this in yoga practice is actually a very symbolic posture. This is a posture we see very commonly in many, many different yoga postures. So there's actually a mudra where you bring all your other fingers together and you hold like this. And obviously, as we know, Shakyamuni Buddha, his mudra was thumbs touching and fingers releasing on either side. So we take this mudra. It's a way of cleansing the body of energy. And you can allow the tongue to rest at the top of the root of the tongue. So just let the tongue relax. Sometimes students like to take their tongue to the roof of the mouth. This actually makes what we call, it's a complete line of energy through the body when the tongue begins to touch the roof of the mouth. So if that feels appropriate to you, please feel free to move into that pose. Please feel free to move into that pose. So this is a very exposing posture, and that's particularly why I suggest or advise that we use a blanket over the pelvis, but not just for that reason, but also because when we place a blanket over the pelvis, it rests the legs. It actually rests and relaxes the joints of the legs, and it allows for us to be a little bit more peaceful and at ease here. So we're going to come back to one of the practices we started with before, with the placing of the hands. And I'd like you to just take your hands one more time and place them right over the eyes. And just allow that breath of yours to be long and slow here. Just allowing for yourself to relax. And find your way into this space of relaxing and releasing here. So breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. So you can take your hands and you can place your hands right at the top of your head. And as you place your hands at your top head, just begin to be back with your breath. So as you find your way back into that breath of yours, close the eyes, soften the face. Breathe here as you continue to allow your attention to be long and slow. And I might advise you right now to shift your legs over to the right side. And the reason for that is because it helps out to release any tension in the outer hip. So as you breathe here, restful, the mind should be releasing. And the breath should continue very naturally here without any effort. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. So let's take our knees and let's bring them to the other side. And with your hands, you can place them once again directly behind the head. If you ever feel your emotions are getting the best of you, it's best to take this posture right here. Hands behind the head, knees can be either to the right or left. And the reason for that is because when we rest in this way, we're fully allowing ourselves to be in a space of deep contemplation, deep rest. So as you breathe here, allowing yourself to relax and release, just continue to find your way back to your breath and this aspects of letting go. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, my friends, and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Okay. So as you come back to center this time, and let's just say that you're feeling a little bit of anxiety in your practice, and you may not be, you may be feeling completely relaxed, but let's just say you are feeling some anxiety during your week. You can take your blankets and just begin to place your blankets all on top of yourself. Now, in our yoga practice, one thing that happens when we start to place weight on the body, we start to feel a little bit calmer and we start to feel a little bit more relaxed. For some of us, the weight can be overbearing, and if that's the case, please place the bolster right underneath you. And especially if you have any low back issues, you should consider placing the bolster right underneath your legs. Take your hands now, place them over your heart, and just place your hands over your heart. And breathe here as you inhale, and breathe here as you exhale. Breathing in, and breathing out. Inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, and breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now taking these hands of yours and placing them right over your solar plexus, just allow those eyes to release even more deeply as you allow that breath to become soft. Moving the head gently right and left a couple of times here, just to begin to free up any space in the neck. And then just once again, find your way back to center as you be with your breath. Now, if you notice any amount of pressure on the gluteus muscles, or if you notice any amount of pressure on the buttocks flesh, please consider placing your bolster underneath your legs. That's a really good thing you could do here, just to remove any tension from those legs. The pose I'm in right now is designed for if you are feeling somewhat of a stress or anxiety, but you can also just be here as well and just allow that breath to be long and slow. Take your hands now, place your hands over your belly, and be with that breath. And breathe in through your belly, and breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. Take these hands and place them on the low belly, even the upper pelvis here. And as you place the hands there, this is greatly a gesture of releasing to the belly. Even the pelvis, as you become, if you feel any sense of stimulation towards the belly or pelvis, the best we can do here is just simply to relax and release. This is the practice of yoga. We are observing our sensations. And yes, it's true that in yoga we are moving with our breath, we're moving with our attention. But over time, it becomes a little bit easier just to watch and just to be aware. It's not always that we react to our emotions or our sensations. And if you do find yourself reacting to emotions or sensations, it's also okay. But just please be kind to yourself and see if you can find any sense of release with your body or your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. The inhale. And exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. So my friends, now you can remove this bolster if you still have a bolster on top of you. And you can place any blankets that you have on top of you off to your side. Gently bringing your knees to a bent position and rolling the weight of your body over to your side. And as you feel ready here, gently pressing your way up and finding your way into a seated position. You can be elevated or you can be on the floor. That's your call. And whatever position you take, allow that chest to be lifted, allow the eyes to be soft. Now take your hands, bring them to the center chest, Namaskar Mudra. And on an exhale, just release the chin to the chest and let on go. So namaste, yogis. May you have a peaceful and restful day. I hope to see you all very soon in this practice. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this class, this restorative yoga class. My name is Jason, and I have many videos on my Facebook page. So if you are looking for yoga videos at all, please find your way to my yoga page. And hopefully I will get to see all of you at some point soon. So namaste, everyone. I hope you have a very pleasant evening, and I'm so grateful you were able to join for the class. And anybody who has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Once again, my name is Jason G. And thank you so much, Madonna. Ventkatapa, thank you so much as well, sir. I really appreciate it. I am very grateful to be able to share these practices. They have benefited me greatly. And I'm very grateful that there are other yoga practitioners around the world. So I just want to thank you guys. Yoga is a practice that has very much benefited me. And I am very grateful to this practice and very fortunate to be able to continue to practice. So I wish all of you a very peaceful and loving evening or day wherever this practice meets you. And please do not hesitate to find me on my Facebook page. So if you have any questions, please keep the practice very sattvic. So we like to keep this practice very genuine and very authentic. And I'm very happy to support those of you who are very authentic in your practice and desire to create a very genuine and holistic community. So, namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much. Once again, please consider liking the Facebook page. Please like the video. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And I will look forward to seeing many of you soon. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you guys so much. Bye, guys.